Hello, I'm Angelo Denisi. I'm the Dean of the A.B. Freeman School of Business at Tulane University, and I'm here today to introduce a new certificate program called Human Resource Strategies for Managers that Tulane University and the Freeman School is offering through the University Alliance. I'm here today because, as Dean of the Business School, I'm proud of all the programs we offer, and we offer a number of programs through the University Alliance. We have and we will continue to do so. But this program is something that I feel especially strongly about. And let me tell you some reasons why that's the case. I received my PhD 30 years ago in industrial organizational psychology. For 28 of those 30 years, I've been a professor in a business school teaching human resource management and organizational behavior. It's only the last 2 years that I've been a dean. Through those years, I've taught a number of courses in human resource management, and this is also the area in which I do research and I write. I've published some 70 articles in the area. I've edited a few books. I've written a book on performance appraisal. And in fact, I have a textbook in human resource management that's now in its 3rd edition. As I said, my background is in industrial organizational psychology. And in that context, I am a fellow of the Society of Industrial and Organizational Psychology. I'm the past president of the Society of Industrial and Organizational Psychology. And I am also a fellow of the American Psychological Association. But I've spent most of my career, in fact, all of my career, in business schools. As a result, I'm also the only person who's ever been the chair of both the Human Resource Division and the Organizational Behavior Division of the Academy of Management. I'm also a fellow of the Academy of Management. I'm the former editor of the Academy of Management Journal, and I am, in fact, the president-elect of the Academy of Management, an organization of 19,000 members from all around the world. I tell you this to suggest that I know something about human resource management, and I'm really interested in human resource management. And that's why I'm so excited about this program. Back a number of years ago, everyone assumed that managing people was the purview of the people in human resource management. We had a human resource management department. We had human resource managers who were supposed to take care of these kinds of things. The rest of the line managers took care of delegating or assigning work or whatever else they did, but the human resource managers took care of the people. Well, we now know that view is really the wrong view. Most organizations today understand that people are their greatest source of competitive advantage. As a result, the effective management of those people is critical to the success of any organization. And therefore, it's now everyone understands it's the role of every manager in every organization to learn how to manage their people more effectively. And that's what this certificate program is really about. The purpose of this program is not to train you to be a human resource professional in a Fortune 100 company. In order to do that, you need to get some formal education, probably a master's degree in human resource management, and a lot of years of experience. This program is meant more for all the rest of the managers, everyone who manages people, which essentially means all managers out there. Even in a large organization, even in a Fortune 100 organization, line managers are responsible for their people, and it's important that they understand something about ways to manage those people more effectively. Of course, as companies get smaller, and then the role of managers in terms of managing human resources becomes more critical. As the smaller the company gets, in fact, everyone becomes a human resource manager, and that's really the approach that we take in this certificate program. Everyone has some responsibility for managing human resources, and we want to help them to do that better. In this program, we'll begin with some essentials, some business essentials. It's important to understand that managing people doesn't take place in the vacuum. For example, we'll talk eventually about compensation. It's important to understand where that money actually comes from. That means you need to know something about accounting and finance. It's important to know the way business is structured. It's important to know something about how companies develop strategies in order to compete with other companies in their sector. All of that is the background that we'll provide before we get into the true human resource management part of this program. When we do get into it, there are really 4 different pieces that we'll cover. The first we call overview of human resource management. The purpose of this is simply to let you know all of the different parts of that human resource process. You need to understand something about the legal requirements that are involved in managing people. You'll learn a lot about the Civil Rights Act and the way that has an impact on everything you do that deals with managing people in an organization. You'll learn something about selection, placement, appraisal, motivation. All of those things briefly will be covered in the overview. The next segment is entitled Organizational Behavior. You may wonder, if this is about human resource management, why are we bringing in organizational behavior? Well, organizational behavior really provides us with the theoretical basis that we need to understand how to motivate people, how to lead people. So we'll be talking in that segment about models and theories of motivation. I wish I can tell you that in there you'll learn the 3 secrets to motivating all of your employees. But frankly, there are no such 3 secrets. But there are things you can learn about how to motivate people better and how not to motivate people better. More importantly, you'll understand how it's oftentimes we get into a problem of actually motivating people to engage in behaviors that we don't want, simply because we don't understand enough about the process. Those are the things that you'll learn, hopefully, in that segment on organizational behavior. We then move to staffing and appraisal. A major part of managing people is getting those people into the organization. The first part of the staffing process is recruitment. What we need is qualified people to apply for jobs in our company. How do we reach out and get those people? How do we interest them in the company? How do we get them to show up at the office and fill out an application blank? That's what recruitment is about. If we do a good job of recruitment, we'll have a pool of qualified applicants. Then the organization can engage in the next step in the process, which is selection. Selection doesn't occur when there's only 1 applicant per job, but when we've done a good job of recruitment, we have a number of qualified people, and selection is about picking the best person. Of course, this program will talk about how we determine who is the best. What does it mean to be the best? How we measure the kinds of things we need to measure. What kinds of tests or interview we can use to make those selection decisions in a way that doesn't violate the law and in a way that increases organizational effectiveness. That particular segment is also then going to move on to talk about appraisal. Performance appraisal is an event. It takes place in most organizations once, maybe twice a year, but most typically once a year. It involves filling out some type of form. It involves assigning ratings to people. But it also involves sitting down with employees, giving them feedback, discussing strengths and weaknesses, and talking about how to improve. Related to performance appraisal, and something else we'll touch on, is the process of performance management. Performance management is what managers do every day on their jobs if they're doing a good job. It means changing people's behavior to make them more effective. Again, that's why we need that background in organizational behavior, because a big part of performance management is motivating people to change their behavior in a way that'll help them to be more effective and help the organizations to be more effective. The last segment deals with compensation. And yes, we all like to believe that our employees would come to work for free because they enjoy their job so much. But the truth is, most people come to work because we pay them. Now, that doesn't take a lot of learning to figure out that we need to pay people, but what does require some information is how to structure compensation to motivate people correctly. One of the problems organizations often run into is they compensate and reward people for one set of behaviors, even though what they really want are a different set of behaviors. And it's simply that they haven't stepped back and understood that properly. These are all the things we'll talk about in the segment on compensation. We'll touch some on benefits, which is obviously part of the compensation process, but most of it will be focusing on how to pay people to help them become more effective. So that's really what this certificate program is about. It's about taking all managers and helping them to manage their people more effectively. Again, in almost any job I can think of, part of the manager's job is people and managing those people effectively. We want to help you to do a better job of that by understanding some of the issues, some of the challenges. And again, perhaps maybe after doing this, you'll believe that you really do want a career in human resource management, and you'll go out and you'll acquire more information. But for right now, we believe that when you get through with this program, you'll be in a position to manage the people that you do manage more effectively, to help them behave in a way that will in fact lead the organization to compete more effectively in the marketplace. We hope you'll enjoy the program, and we hope you'll get a lot out of it, and I thank you.